Me and my friend by separate both can search for a match, but not in group. The game only enter on versus AI, even selecting versus players. Okay. I actually had somebody message me last night about this, who wanted to play some Smite 2, and he had to play against AI. I couldn't name drop him. Let's just say he's a professional gamer, and he was trying to play Smite 2 because he used to love Smite 1 a bunch. And he had to play against AI, and it was turning him off from the game. Which is very lame. You shouldn't have to play against AI. Yeah, he hadn't played it yet. That's what I was saying. He was playing for the first time. Griefers in Smite 2 are killing the experience for me. Griefers. In Smite 2, oh my gosh. I consistently run into players who ruin the match. They'll abandon the game around 10 minutes, not play their role, go pout and farm jungle, or straight up AFK. I know, this isn't really a Smite 2 problem. This was present and prominent in Smite 1. Not just Smite 1, my friend, in every online game of all time. But yes, I don't blame the devs. The reporting system has never felt like a serious or adequate solution. Why am I wasting 45 minutes of my time? And it's not just my time, it's 3 other people's. When one person decides to grief, there are so many matches when you cannot possibly win because someone decides to check out. There's no satisfying outcome, no clear punishment, no communication, no compensation for the time you lost, just a waste of night. For me, this is becoming less and less often, and Smite is the only game I play. I don't even know how to fix it, but it's honestly the main reason I want to quit playing games like this. A lot of people have fair complaints about the game, but for me, the gods are fine, graphics are solid, story is fine. It's this kind of gameplay that completely ruins the experience more than anything else. And casuals, it feels like it happens 75% of the time, and ranked maybe 1 out of 3 games, still way too much. I can't be the only one frustrated by this. Some ideas from ChatGPT that would actually help. Okay. Quietly group griefers together more often, like a soft ban system. League sort of does this. And better reporting tools, stuff like refuse to team fight AFK farming or deliberately played wrong role. Like, this stuff is going to have to be parsed by, like, staff, a support staff, which is just, like, more work. Like, I don't know if this is actually... I don't think this is a good idea. Like, having a actual human have to parse through all this and figure out, like, oh, what specifically did they do bad? Like, if they just did something bad, they did something bad, and, like, that's what's important. You don't have to know that, like, they AFK farmed or they refused to team fight. Like, you're just griefing if you do any of these. Just say they're griefing, and then they should be punished for that. Bring back commendations, but actually make them matter. Give people rewards for good behavior instead of use some useless stat no one checks. Yeah, I like the other two, but I don't think this middle one is any good, and it's not realistic. But yeah, this is a problem. They definitely need to work on that. I mean, the social aspect of this game is just trash in general. Like, you can barely type to each other. You can't direct message anyone. The post-lobby chat ends after, like, a minute. Half the words are banned. You can't even type WTH. You can't type what the heck or what the hell. You can't type damn. You can't type kill. You can't even say, like, if you wanted to type kill fire or kill Poseidon, like, focus Poseidon, like... They definitely need to work on the overall social aspect of the game, which is very important. That can make or break a game. It's currently making things worse, I'd say. Can't even say backdoor? Like, I'm trying to tell my teammates that I want to backdoor them. Wait. I'm trying to say that we should backdoor the enemies in-game. And it's not even letting me say that? I mean, overall, yeah, this is a good post. This is good feedback, and they should be taking it more serious. This is a preview for the patch. Let's see what people had to say about it. I mean, we already saw the preview, so it's all good. But oh, this is a good post. This little post. Also, I don't know whoever made that Twitter the other day. Smite News and clips. This is where you come in. You post these screenshots. You post screenshots of the new skins. You post some of the cooler changes in the patch, like the aspects for Pele and Baron. You tweet that out. Wandering Market skins are all bangers, great value. Very true. They are good. All the new skins they're making for the game are really good. Or even just the ported ones with, like, new effects. Pure in-scaling on Scylla is music to my ears? Why? What? I think it's fine for to only have in-scaling, but why is that, like... Why is that music to your ears? The Pele aspect sounds completely awful, like beyond awful. A lot of people have said this, but I feel like you guys are just taking it at face value. I think it's going to be good in practice. It just doesn't seem very good when you read it. But to say that it'd be completely awful is ridiculous. Like, you're getting fuel back for taking damage from enemies. That's already a cool change. You can just get in there and run at people and have your fuel going nonstop with a tank build. Let's keep it civil here. Well, that's a great way to title a post. That's a great way to title a post, and I'm sure everyone's going to follow it. But then this guy said, Peacekeeper moral high ground posts are always, because this guy was talking about how we need to be civil. Like, let's keep it civil. I want to hear your opinions. Well, let's keep it civil, basically. The guy said, peacekeeper moral high ground posts are always strange to me. Sure, there's no need to ad hominem, but if folks are passionate about their stances and can present an understandable case for it, then there's no need to tell folks on either side how to present themselves. Contention can be healthy. The only thing left is for peacekeepers to manage their emotions and aversion to conflict. This guy just said, like, you don't need to downvote somebody's opinion if you disagree with them, like, crazy. He wasn't, like, saying, like, you couldn't disagree. But anyway, what I was saying is this guy said there's no need to tell folks on either side how to present themselves, but that's literally what he's doing, because he's telling this guy not to post like this. Apollo's aspect. Okay, let's read this. I'm interested in this. Apollo's aspect. Whoever made this, I just want to say good job. It has to be the most fun and dynamic aspect in the game, and I love it. I don't think it's the best, but I do love the Apollo aspect as well. It's pretty broken, especially in solo lane. He's an insta-ban in high MMR lobbies. Maybe I'm in not the high MMR lobbies, because he literally never gets banned in any of my games. But maybe I'm in the lower high MMR lobbies. He doesn't get banned. I haven't seen him banned once. Maybe like maybe a while ago, but it's broken. Need nerfs, especially health scaling. No, Air's bow is broken. He just uses it too well. Nerf that, and it's good. Well, that's weird. You're not going to nerf an item because only one character can use it well. There's not a single other character in the game that abuses arrows, bro, so not really. Says, best case scenario, you can build a little over 2k health, which is like 400 damage worth of scaling. It really isn't that crazy considering only one ability is getting the benefit. But that's kind of silly because you can literally cast it 3 times in a row, giving you way more damage. It's incredibly fun, but it is very strong. Yeah, that's true. It is. It's both those things. It's really fun, but it's also really strong. And then he says it takes a decent amount of coordination to get the triple stack, and then you need to hit 3 skill shot. It should be strong if you can pull it off. Even then, 45% item health scaling across 3 ability casts is far from being OP. What do you mean, if you can pull it off? What do you mean? It's not something you even have to think about. You just use your kit and you get multiple ones. And it's not even a skill shot. I mean, it is a skill shot. Like, some people will miss it, but like, it's not that hard to hit. It's not like raw ult, you know? I mean, it's not like new ult, but it's not like raw ult. It's somewhere in between. It's because you can get a million health. You go a million health build. You get attack speed from your 1 as well, Mighty Mind. Even though you lose attack speed from your passive on Aspect Apollo, you still get attack speed from your 1. So you're kind of, it's not completely nullified, but it definitely cancels it out a bit. This is as a Apollo Aspect lover. It is just it's a little strong. I don't think it needs to be crazy nerfed, but it's also really fun. Numbers and balance aside, design-wise, it's one of the best aspects in the game. Shifts his role/playstyle. I should zoom in so you guys can see better. Shifts his role/playstyle without just being straight up better version of his base kit. Yep, true. Except, I don't know if people have tried it, but I think if you're playing Apollo, maybe you just go Aspect Apollo. If you're playing Apollo ADC, you just go Aspect Apollo and just go full crit. I'm pretty sure that would be fine. Because you get attack speed from your 1. And even though you're not going to build health, like, who cares? You're just going to be full critting them. You're going to get the benefit of having a shield, multiple 1s. What do people mean by PvE in the context of the auto speed guy situation? I'm used to Smite. I'm not used to Smite's world, and my understanding is that PvE means playing versus the environment, which would be camps, gold, gigant, and titan, I guess. But in the context of this particular discussion, I keep seeing people talk about that in a derogative kind of way, so it makes me wonder what's exactly happening there, or what strategy is he using, because I believe that the purpose of smurfing is playing against less skilled people. So I would expect a very PvP approach, and yet I keep seeing the term PvE. So if anyone who actually knows what could explain this to me, I would be very grateful. I think he's muting everyone, avoiding all the enemies, playing gods when you kill towers and Titan without minions. So while 4 people are struggling around the map, they are literally avoiding that and headed to split push at every stage of the game, backing during fights, just not getting involved. Edit, they're also abusing the new matchmaking mechanic where it takes the top 10 players no matter what. They found a way to only play against Obsidians by avoiding weekend LEO and all the X-Pros, I think by only playing between 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. or something. I think it's good, Dems Beans. I think it's good and cool. If that works and it wins the game, what's wrong with it? Why isn't everybody just doing the same? Edit, why the fuck do you downvote for a genuine question? That is kind of funny. You got negative 34 downvotes because he asked what's wrong with it. Unfun for enemy team and unbalanced unfun for own team. Overall uninteractive. Has led to drops in player counts and historically has been awful for the game. Hyrule usually tries to get rid of it as an option. They aren't doing the same because it's incredibly unfun and basically lets no one on either team actually play when done right. Your team is 4v5 or the enemy sends people and you ult over, so it's 5v4. No balanced team fights will occur. When both teams do it, the game just becomes a game of warding and defending nonstop for both sides, and the traditional mobile gameplay simply cannot occur. It sucks bollocks, basically. I mean, part of the reason it's even a problem is just they've made it so easy to siege everything. They've dumbed down the game so much. There's Pyro, which hits a tower. You can get a bomb that hits a tower. There's a bunch of proc items in the game. There's starter items that do extra damage to towers. There's a Gold Fury that disables the enemy structures. There's a Fire Giant, which helps you do more extra damage to the towers. There's Naga minions, which can take the towers for you, so you don't take damage and hit it the whole time. There's your own minion waves. If you just get the minion waves pushed up, you double your damage against the towers, but that's a fine thing to have. But that's just another thing that helps. I just listed off like 8 things that make it very, very easy to siege. The problem is how easy it is. It's not necessarily the fact that you can even do the strategy. It's just how easy it is. It is lame, for sure. Somebody should be able to do it because it's in the game. It's up to Hi-Rez to fix it. But it's also like Hi-Rez's fault. Like, they've just dumbed it down so much that there's just like 8 separate things that make it easier. So then you can have a player like Autospeed who genuinely, like, he's better than 99% of people playing this game. And he's better than most of the people who give him a hard time. However, he does suck. And he does just PvE. And like when I get against him and I jungle, it's super easy because I actually understand how to play the game. And I just show up to objectives and he can't do anything and then he loses the game. But yeah. I don't know if he actually genuinely does try to avoid Qs. Was that proven? But actually, I think it might be a good thing. In a weird way, it might be a good thing if bad players start doing this and copying Autospeed, because then Hi-Rez will probably fix it. Because it's just silly, like, and it's just way too easy. Like, the fact that you can backdoor a Titan without minions as a single player is insane. I hate to harp on it, because I don't mean to say that Deadlock is a better game, because I don't think that. But Deadlock has done a really good job with that kind of thing. In order to win a video game in Deadlock, you really have to prove that you're the better players and the better team. Like, there's so many like roadblocks in the way before you will actually end the game. Like, for example, like you would never be able to just walk into the enemy patron, which is the Titan in Deadlock, without minions and just sit there and kill it on your own. Maybe some like rare cases. I actually don't know. Maybe they've changed that, but like that's how it should be. Like, you shouldn't be able to just walk into a Titan room alone and just sit there and 1v1 it. Like there should be steps to actually being able to end the game. Like, even though he probably is better than a lot of the people that play this game, Autospeed doesn't prove that he's actually better in the majority of those games. Which I think you need. I think that should be the case. Like, you should have to, like, it should be pretty much proven that, okay, you deserve to win this game. I think there's like, this isn't a bug. Like, these things exist in the game because Hi-Rez wanted them in the game. However, Autospeed in the past has bug abuse and abused things that weren't supposed to be in the game to gain elo. So if you take that into account, I don't think he's doing it just because it's just a viable strategy. He's doing it because he specifically doesn't care and does like to ruin people's games. Like, in the past, there was an Arachne bug. So yeah, with Arachne, there was a bug where you could permanently take objectives because the minions, her little spiders would bug them out. So then you could just solo an FG at 10 minutes and one-shot it and win the game. And that was obviously a bug, and he abused that. There was a set bug that he obviously abused for a while. So that's just the type of person he is. So, like, you could give him the benefit. You could give another player the benefit of a doubt in this situation and just say, oh, it's a viable strategy. He's just doing it because it's OP, and Hi-Rez have encouraged it, basically, with all the things they've added, which is true. But you also have to take into account his past. Like, he's just a scummy player. So that's why you see high-level players get mad at him and think it's lame, because it is. But if it was another player who just seemed like they were, like, exploiting a viable strategy, then it'd be a lot different, you know? Anyway, I don't even feel like talking about this. It's just so tired. I just saw the post, so you're reading it. Oh, this is a good one. It has 128 comments. Smurfing is a huge problem. Thanks, Autospeed? Let's read this Reddit post about how Autospeed invented Smurfing. Smurfing is a huge problem. Thanks, Autospeed. Title says it all, really. The higher up the ranks I climb, the more Smurf accounts there are, and it's absolutely atrocious. Autospeed is poisoning this community. He's a chill guy, but he doesn't understand the... What the heck is that? What the heck is this swap? He's poisoning this community, but he's a chill guy. He doesn't understand the effect on this community that he has had. Getting backdoored by a PvE Amaterasu called shit like Smurf bread is not fun. Hires should care about this sort of thing. Smurfing is against their TOS. Okay, two things. There's like so many things wrong with this post. One, Smurfing is a problem in any multiplayer game of all time. Like, it's not just a Smite thing, and it's definitely not just an Autospeed thing. Thanks for the 47 months, Groovy. I really appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Number two, I don't think you're only playing against Smurfs, my friend. I think you're climbing ranks, and you're realizing that you're playing against better players now, and you may not be as good as them because you're starting to hit your peak, your current peak. I'm not saying that's your all-time peak, but you could get better and be better than these players. But I'm saying you maybe not improving as much as the level of play that you're at. So most of these people are probably not Smurfs, man. They're just probably higher ranks now, and it's harder for you to win. That's like undoubtedly the case. There's probably some Smurfs for sure, but like, also if they're PvEing in beating you, it's a beatable. Like, you can beat this strat. Maybe not on your own. You definitely need your team to help a little bit because it's like you have to combat it as a team macro wise. But if you really think that they're Smurfing, why do you think that they wouldn't beat you if they just played PvP? If somebody is Smurfing and is better than you, which you're claiming, why do you think that they wouldn't just beat you even worse if they were PvPing and just outplaying you in a PvP situation? But I agree, Smurfing is an issue, but that's just an issue in any multiplayer game. The more that people can do to combat it, the better. I mean, this sounds like I'm defending Smurfing. I've literally never Smurfed in Smite for this exact reason. I've been told to do video series like Bronze to Masters, all that stuff. I think it's lame. I wouldn't do it because there would just be too much time where I'm just stomping new people at the game. And I think it's fucking lame. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. If this person just said Smurfing is a huge problem, left out this part, and then said like we should do more to combat Smurfing, I feel like it's a relevant issue, something like yeah. But I think he's just like throwing in stuff here like Autospeed is poisoning this community, but he's a chill guy, and like I'm surprised I've had to defend Autospeed a few times already today, which is definitely surprising. At this rate, Braggies and Sunbeam won't work around towers much longer. Yeah, I mean, they probably shouldn't. Or that, like, you can have certain things work on towers, but that should be, like, their primary function. It should be, like, a structure damage item. And then, because these items are still really good in PvP situations. Like, if you go Braggies and Sunbeam, like, if Autospeed goes Braggies and Sunbeam and dashes on you level, like, 7 or 8, he probably only has to auto you, like, 4 times before you're dead. Like, it does that much damage. It's insane. So the problem is that they're both good PvP and PvE. That's part of the problem, at least. Make them work only on gods and give them some buffs because I love these items. I don't know why this got downvoted, but I don't have a problem with that. Oh, I didn't mean that. But yeah, I don't think they need buffs, though, by the way. I don't know why he's saying they need buffs. They don't need buffs. They're still really good PvP. I also don't like how they're really relying on yellow item numbers, like a bunch of proc items. So you have Braggies, Tearfing, Kins, Sunbeam Bow. I mean, not really Dagger Frenzy, but sort of. Like, it's not a yellow number item, but Hyros won't do anything about because the player base is so small they got to take what they can get. There's probably some truth to that, but they're really affected by stopping support for Smite 1 and firing everyone without Smite 2 being a proper game. In my opinion, could have waited another 6 months before making OB. I mean, this is like true, but also like false. Like, it is true because they fucked up a lot of the start of Smite 2 and the launch and everything. But at the end of the day, it's not unheard of for a game to like have a bad start and then come back because it did well and made good changes. So kind of happens all the time nowadays, honestly, because of how many games are released in early development. Like most games are nowadays. So, and a lot of them do make good comebacks because they make good changes and improve the game over time. This person says every single season, every split Autospeed has done only did PvE, just different methods. Might always have this mechanic. Yeah, this is true, but we were talking about this before. It's the reason people find it scummy for a guy like him to do it is because in the past he's abused bugs to do it, like many times. like on repeat, done it intentionally, abused it because like that's all he cares about, and he wants to ruin the other team's game, and he wants to just climb ranked for some reason. He really cares about that MMR number, that SR number. This is actually true. This is actually true. So you found out Autospeed makes for a good outlet for your frustrations. Yeah. Smurfing is okay. God, how many times do I need to say I know I played this game for 12 years? It's just never been as bad as it is now, and I think he is to blame for that. I mean, like, how do you even prove this for one? But like, it's not like, I think you're probably just like confirmation bias because you're losing more now, and you like want to blame somebody. Rather beat Diamond and Obsidian players. This guy said you're so golden for plat. Rather beat Diamond and Obsidian players just feel like games are one step forward, one step back right now because of the smurfing and backdooring. And I've only been playing ranked for less than a month. By all means, link your Smite track out and we'll compare. Sheesh! Compare bar for bar. Defarius, thank you for the prime, dude. Welcome to the Fonzo family. I really appreciate that, dude. W Defarius and W Thigma with the 15 months. Can we get some W's in the chat for both of these lads? I almost missed those. Thank you, guys. Oh! Smart comment! Smart comment! Wait, let me read this. This is a byproduct of how much they've dumbed down the game. Map bloat, item bloat, farm bloat, and at the same time making objectives noob-friendly and speeding up the pace of the game with shortcuts and dumbing down instead of depth. Hyris thinks that because so many players suck at Smite, they don't want to have 99% of lobbies be noobs all struggling to do a Gold Fury, to do Fire Giant, or to group and end the game. So instead, they make everything dumb and easy. This way, no matter how bad players are, Conquest matches become inevitable at 25 to 30 minutes max. Oh my goodness! This guy's truing. This guy's truing. Yep, we need two. We need two. Otherwise, it's back to live client. The problem is that when you put some skill into the equation, the game is just ruined. Smite 2 meta has sucked since alpha because of this. The map is way too bloated, farm is way too bloated, and objectives are too easy. I don't completely agree with all this, but yeah. It makes the pace of the game too fast in all the wrong ways. Sneaky objectives, backdoors, not caring about team fights, just trade objectives, AFK farming, etc. While at the same time, it makes the pace of the game too slow in all the wrong ways, too. Takes too long to snowball an early lead, and the game's even out anyway. Mid-game is a drag and meaningless. Grouping/resetting late game is often just a risk. No risk/no reward, waiting game on both sides. Okay, some of this isn't true either. Mid-game is definitely not meaningless. The first team to group and actually do an objective in the mid-game usually wins. So it's definitely not meaningless, but... They need to make farm and gold much less present, make players fight for farm and get snowed on if they don't. I agree. They need to push back boss objective spawns and make objectives a real team effort that requires serious PvE plus PvP skill. No DPS face tanking jungle bosses. No sticky objectives in 30 seconds. No one shotting phoenixes. Yeah, I agree. They need to establish that MOBAs are hard and meant to have depth, and further establish that includes high skill ceiling, high snowball potential, and long matches. And if people don't like that, they should play Arena or another game. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they need to go that far in that direction because Smite is just a casual game. It's just gonna be. It's a console game as well. Like, just gonna attract a more casual audience. So they shouldn't go that crazy, but they should find a middle ground. A better middle ground. They keep compromising the core what makes Smite a MOBA, and it's gotten to the point that it's basically not. It's a quasi-MOBA that is more of an arena brawler cosplaying on a MOBA map. Kinda. This doesn't really make sense because in one sense you're saying it's not worth it to fight each other. You can just PvE, but it's also an arena brawler where you're only fighting each other and there's no PvE. That doesn't really make sense. It's not... This doesn't make sense. But overall, this person's pretty based. Show my buddy Smite 2 after he last played Smite in like season 6 to 7 briefly. He said it seems more like Overwatch 2 than any real MOBA now and had zero interest in... Like, these guys are just contradicting themselves. How is it like a hero shooter where there's no PvE aspect when you're complaining about... like everyone in this post is complaining about PvE. Why are you comparing it to a game without PvE? Like, that's just somebody coming in with like a preconceived, like, they're just like, they're ready to write it off regardless. Because they're just making a comparison that doesn't even make sense. So it's like they didn't even give it the chance or the time of day. By the way, Morgan is disabled right now because she's bugged. Let's just permanently disable her. No, you can join. It doesn't matter what rank you are, Devastation. As long as you're prepared to either own or get owned. Damn, there's another backdooring post. This is what I told them they should do. I think it'd be very easy. The Titan and the Phoenix should be very, very strong in a 1v1. They should be on crack, steroids, HGH, trend bologna sandwiches, Adderall, Vyvance. They should be taking it all. So the Titan and the Phoenix, if you're in a 1v1 without minions, like specifically lane minions, Naga minions do not count. If you're in a 1v1, they should slam you. If you're tanking a Phoenix and you're in a 1v1 scenario and you're hitting it and it's hitting you, it should be tankier, it should hit faster, it should hit harder. It should be on that LeBron juice, yeah. And the Titan should be even worse. If you try and backdoor a Titan in a 1v1 without lane minions, it should, I mean, it should be fucking Thanos. You need Avengers to take that down, but it should be fucking Thanos in a 1v1. Should hit you faster, it should be tankier, should hit harder, it should AoE, so it clears the Naga minions. And this should be very easy to do because it already like the tech is already there, I think. Because it already understands when other people are nearby because it has to know to attack them. Because the next person to hit an enemy god, like if you all 5 walk into the Titan room, it'll attack the first person to hit an enemy god. So it knows when people are nearby. So if it just knows that there's only one enemy god nearby and no lane minions, which it also already knows, or should, in Smite 2, I forget. But it should. Literally just make it so it's a lot stronger. Literally just make it go crazy mode if it's 1v1ing enemy god. People say you need to... You're not. This is just purely in a 1v1 Crazy Devil. If 2 people backdoor, it could literally just be as it is now, because that's at least some sort of team play. You're at least getting at least 2 people to go for it. But if that was still too much, maybe 3 people, and it would be a lot. It could also be a scale. The more people you have in the Titan room, the weaker it gets. You could also just scale it down like that. So if it's a 1v1, it's like 500% crack. It's hitting 5% faster. It's tankier 500%. It's hitting 500% harder. Then for each person that joins in, it lowers it by 100% or something, you know? Like, there's ways you could go about it. But it's purely to combat, like, frustrations with backdooring and stuff like that. Which, again, like I said before, I think they should go the Deadlock approach. Like, I think there's a lot of ways. Like, you have to, by the end of the game, you have to prove that you're the better players and the better team to win a game in Deadlock, in my opinion. Not always, but, like, you know, there's definitely some things in multiple team fights have to be won. You can't just sit there and backdoor the patron. You could definitely backdoor some structures, but usually you gotta have minions most of the time. I don't know how it is nowadays, to be honest. So I might be speaking out of my ass, but I was trying to think of a way to make this harder to do without a minion wave, without making it impossible to do without a minion wave, or else when truly sieging, the defenders could just focus on keeping minions cleared out. And I think an easy solution would be for towers and phoenixes to place a very large structure damage debuff on gods if they hit them with their projectiles. I'm talking like 75% structure damage debuff for 3 seconds, where if you are attacking tower or phoenix by yourself without minions and have tower aggro, it makes it incredibly hard to do so. That way you need either minions or a dedicated second teammate taking tower aggro while you focus shooting it down. Make it just structure damage debuff though, so you can still dive towers to kill enemy gods. This is a good idea. This is basically what I was just saying about. This is more of like a debuff route and not making the thing itself stronger, but I like that idea. What if you had a base race of 1 versus 2 people on the other team? That would kind of complicate things. What do you mean? If the one player is trying to backdoor the Titan without minions, he should be weaker than the 2 players.